Greg, this is not exactly a surprise here, but notable that, as Caroline reminded us, the chief of staff to Jeff Sessions, Matthew Whitaker, will be acting attorney general. What does that mean about Rod Rosenstein, the deputy who oversees the Robert Mueller investigation?
Well, it seems to indicate that for now Rosenstein is safe, but given the fireworks that we read about in recent months, I think Trump is clear. The grand plan here is to shut down or eventually, constrict the Mueller investigation.
With Jeff Sessions' so-called resignation, how much do we read into this, that this is Trump very quickly ahead of a Democrat-controlled House trying to get his house in order, his own house in order, as the House is taken over by the Democrats?
I think he would have done this anyway. He signaled to us, to Bloomberg, our editor-in-chief, and others visited with him in the Oval Office in August. And at that time, the president told us that he expected, Sessions after the midterm. He would hold on to him at least until the midterm. And we took that as meaning that, laying the ground for what happened today, that once the midterms were over and this would not be a political problem, the president would be free to bring in someone else as attorney general.
And Greg, we talked to you because you head up financial investigations for us here in our offices in Washington and in New York.
I'm in New York, right here.
Yes, and talk to us a little bit about what this means in terms of what else Jeff Sessions is working on, because he's also working on a number of big issues, such as immigration as well. Where does that leave his other pet causes?
I don't anticipate much of a change there. First of all, in addition to immigration, there's also a focus on MS-13, inner-city gangs and violent crime. This will continue even without him. There's no sort of, grand strategy that only he owns. This is an administration imperative. So this will continue. If he were more involved, like in the Obama administration, with in-depth cases involving the financial sector, et cetera, that might have an effect. But I don't foresee any type of change of that type.
And Greg, of course, the reason he's forced out, the reason we know Trump has thrown much Twitter accusations towards Jeff Sessions is angered by his recusal from the Russian inquiry. Where do we stand in that? When do we start to hear yet more news coming from the Mueller investigation?
Well, that's the right question, and that's the right reason that you just cited. It's because of Russia. And it's been understood, although there's been no announcement, that the special counsel's office, Robert Mueller, has decided not to do anything in the past 6 to 8 weeks so as not to have any kind of an effect on this election. And I think based on our reporting and elsewhere, that we should expect to see some more action from Mueller's office in the next few weeks.
Jeff Sessions was, of course, one of the first supporters of President Trump, and he was awarded with this post of Attorney General, which he wanted. But the president, as Caroline mentioned, not happy with him because of his recusal. During Jeff Sessions' period serving the president, fewer than 2 years, how did he remake the Department of Justice? What's his legacy going to be here?
I think what we talked about before, focus on violent crime, a focus on immigration, a turn away from what seemed to have been from corporate crime, a step away from basically the legacy of the Obama administration Justice Department, which was defined by the financial crisis. So I think, frankly, his legacy will be, depending on how the Russia investigation goes, that he recused himself, that he did, I think, what any legal expert agreed was he took the right step, a principled step, and recused himself from that investigation.
Greg, I'm not sure if you can answer this, but see if you can. In terms of who else do we think is on the chopping board here? Who else could be taking a sidestep from the administration? As we understand, of course, with the Democrats in controlling the House, we're going to get more and more subpoenas and investigations coming the direction.
Yes. Well, if you go beyond the Justice Department, there are a number of cabinet officials who have been, lightning rods for controversy owing to their personal spending habits, et cetera. And I think now that you have Democrats taking over in January, you will definitely see much more scrutiny of them. I think Trump's been smart about this, that some of these people, he referred to Ryan Zink today, he's considering his position, will be gone by then. Trump is savvy about staying ahead of certain problems like that.